For reciprocals, do you know that all numbers on the number line can be written as a reciprocal? Now, a reciprocal is known as where 1 is divided by a specific number, or we can say that we are doing it in terms of 1 over a specific number. The number here can either be a fraction or decimal or integers. Now, for example, where we are asked what is reciprocal of the following A, B, C, and D, which is a special question that will be revealed very soon. For A, it says that 8 in reciprocal form, we know that we have to do what? This is equal to 1 divided by the number, which is going to be 8. So 1 divided by 8 is the same thing as saying 1 over 8. And that is our answer for A. Next is giving the number in fraction form to be 5 over 6. This here to reciprocal form is equal to 1 divided by the number, which in this case is written as 1 divided by 5 over 6. And remember that we have to change our division sign to multiplication, causing the fraction after the sign to flip its numerator and denominators. So therefore we are going to have our 1 to be multiplied by, this time our denominator will be the numerator, which is 6, over our numerator will be the denominator, which is 5. Therefore 1 times 6 is 6 over 5. How about when given a decimal, but take note that it is a negative value? Remember that the negative sign stays or is retained, and we know that our 1 is going to be divided by our number, which is 0.25. Take note that our denominator, which we can also rewrite this as negative 1 divided by 0.25, we know that 0.25 is the same thing as 25 over 100. Therefore, by flipping our other fraction, which is 25 over 100, and changing our division to a multiplication sign, we have this to be equal to negative 1 times 100 over 25. And so this here gives us negative 100 over 25. And by reducing our fraction, it means that we're going to have our new fraction to be our 100 is going to be divided by 25, and as well as our 25 will be divided by 25. Therefore, we're going to have negative 4 over 1, which is equal to negative 4 as our answer. And now finally for D, so given this question, we are asked to find the total capacitance where it is the reciprocal of the total capacitance. Therefore, the reciprocal is 1 over the total capacitance in series to be equal to what? The addition plus sign of the reciprocals of the individual capacitors. So therefore, let's make this capacitor 1 and capacitor 2. And so once you're able to recognize these, we can now address the questions based on the values. We know that the values of our first capacitor is equal to 0.040, alongside that of our second capacitor to be 0.010. That means we're going to put them into this equation, and that means we have our 1 over total capacitance to be equal to 1 over 0.040 plus 1 over 0.010. Now take note that since it is in decimal form for the denominator, we'll transform it to a fraction. And in order for we to accomplish that, all we do is we have our 1 over, in this case we have 4 over what? 100, and this here is going to be plus what? It will be 1 over again 100. Therefore, since this is division, our denominator is going to be flipped to become the numerator, and the numerator will remain the denominator for both fractions. And therefore, what we have is going to be 100 over 4 plus, in this case, 100 over 1. In this part here, remember that is equal to 1 over the total capacitance, and take note that we'll have to make these fractions to have the same common denominator, and to accomplish that we multiply the other fraction by 4 as well as this by 4, and this results in the following, which is 100 plus 400 over 4, and this gives us 500 over 4. Take note that since this here is a reciprocal, which is 1 over ct, therefore our ct as the numerator will become what? Flipping our 4 to be the numerator and our 500 to be the denominator, and so we have 4 over 500, and therefore we can reduce this by dividing this value here by what? 4, and therefore what we have as our answer is 1 over 125 for the total capacitance.